chair next to you?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yes. Yeah. Do you want this? Actually, if I take it off, okay. If I take it off, I can't get back on.
All right. How's everyone doing? You guys want to come closer? Or if you want to stay in the back, that's totally cool. But okay, cool.
So does she just sing?
This guy. So yeah, we'll get started in a couple minutes. Han will give me the okay when we're doing the live stream, but this one, it's off the record. So here we're gonna share some real secret dharma right now.
This is not this is not for the stream.
This is not for the stream.
This is not for the masses.
Hardcore dharma. Stream entry.
This is not YouTube-y. No.
Right now?
Oh.
Sorry, we already covered it streaming, guys. Okay, here, let me drop this off and then we'll get started. This is why I shouldn't make jokes. Okay, anyone watching at home, that was a joke. Sorry, Chandra. already messing up.
Mm-hmm. We're not behaving already.
We're not behaving
already.
Yeah, I know. We're like the substitute teacher.
Yes.
It's like, let's watch a movie. Yeah.
Yes, we're being children. It's connected to our slogan, of course.
So, in order to keep some of the structure of the normal Tuesday nights, I'm going to be leading the Narayaṇi Prayer. And I think everyone in this room knows it, but I'll do the normal sort of call and response for the first verse. Then we're going to be doing 21 verses together. So my ask is, if you guys could sing loudly, it would be really, really helpful for me because I've never done this before. I'm not trained in this and I have no idea what I'm doing. So it would be a community thing if we all sing together.
And you want to say your name too?
Oh, did I not say my name?
Oh,
My name is Peter.
Yeah.
DePaulo.
Hi, Peter.
Hi, Ben. Okay. You ready to get started?
Yes, please.
I'll share definitely how I enter this is I start in my body, because if I just start saying it, it's not going to mean anything. But we can get started. So I'll say the line, then you can say it back. I'll say the next line. You say it back. When we get through one full verse, then we'll start 21, one for each Tara. And we're going to be doing it to lo-fi hip hop version. Okay.
Wait, what? I don't know what's going on here. Let's just skip this.
I think we should keep it on.
It was a sign.
Yeah, he does. Okay, you guys ready? Okay. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha.
Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha.
Paritrāṇa parāyaṇe.
Paritrāṇa parāyaṇe.
Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute.
Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute.
All together now. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha. Paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha. Paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha. Paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha. Paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha. Paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha. Paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha. paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Śaraṇāgata dīnārtha paritrāṇa parāyaṇe. Sarvasyārti hare Devi Nārāyaṇi namostute. Thank you, everybody. That was awesome. As you can see, Chandra is not here today, but
Yes.
Jenny is here, so
Yeah.
I'll pass it off to her.
Do you
Jenny.
want to read the English?
Oh, yes.
Just so in case
Sure.
those. Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
if you don't have this at home or you don't know what you were just chanting, it's very important to know what you're chanting. I bow to Narayaṇi, the goddess, who takes away the afflictions of all, She is the refuge of the downtrodden, and she is the very act of turning towards the Supreme.
Thank you, Peter. It's so beautiful to hear you chanting. When Chandra called me, she said, we do chant in the beginning, but I don't want to put any pressure on you, Jenny. I can't sing like she can. Nice to see you all. And yeah, come in. Yeah, good timing. Well, let's begin by raising our bodhicitta, and then I'll do some introductions, and I'll give you kind of the lay of the land so we know what we'll be up to today in our 90 minutes together. So Peter set the space, and that ancient mantra set the space so beautifully. So now let's turn inward. If it feels comfortable, you can close your eyes again. And taking a moment to feel yourself. So, this can be done many ways, but we can do it through the classic 3 doors or 3 gates, becoming aware of the body. And of course, that we have a body, that we are in a body, that we are a body, and letting your awareness for a moment just roam inside of yourself. And even in this beginning of the turning in, we may begin to feel ourselves settle a little more. And also maybe not. So you just see how you are. And then we'll work with the breath, even just for a few moments, and becoming aware that you're breathing. And as we all know, there's different ways we can work with our breath. But for now, we'll just be with the way the body is breathing naturally, natural breath. And sometimes it feels like we're switching gears, like kind of quickly. So part of us can be more speedy than the part of us that is here on the cushion. So just allowing the way you're noticing your breath to kind of be sweet. And that sweet way the body kind of undulates through space with each inhale and exhale. Sometimes I see a flower blowing in the wind, or even grass waving in the wind, the breeze. And let it be enough for right now, just to be with your breathing body. And then third, as we know, the third gate, the third door, our mind. It's being aware of the mind. We have the conceptual mind, the thinking mind. And we also have that part of ourselves that is kind of feeling and perceiving our own body inside. And also there's that part of us that's aware beyond us, that can sense each other in the room, that can hear the birds outside, that can imagine that right now, due west, here at least in California, the sun is beginning to set making its way there. And inside all of this is our bodhicitta, so we can bring our hands to our heart center in prayer, or the single pointed focus, whichever you do customarily with her. This song wants to be played so badly, so we're going to just play it eventually. Well, then it won't get to play. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Where were we? Bodhicitta. Oh, okay. Bodhicitta. Feeling our own heart center. And whatever's here right now, lightness, joy, heaviness, tenderness. And we raise our bodhicitta, our collective intention that our time together be of benefit. Of course, for ourselves, for our own healing, and also, though, for the benefit of all beings everywhere, near and far, known and unknown, without one exception. Feeling that. Thank you. Thank you for your bodhicitta. Yeah. Well, I thought maybe I'd introduce myself again. My name is Jenny Terbell. I'm a colleague and friend of Precious Chandra. She's also a mentor of mine. And I'm a Vajrayana practitioner. I've been practicing Tibetan Buddhism for 14 years. And I'm a student of Lama Tsotrang Malione. So Chandra and I share a teacher and share a lineage. I live in San Francisco, the Ohlone land of the Ramaytush people. I'm a mother. I have 2 children, a daughter who's 12 and my son who's 8. And I have a partner who I've been with for 20 years, and all the ups and the downs of that. I'm also a somatic practitioner and a breathwork practitioner. So I work a lot one-on-one with individuals around their bodies and trauma and those imprints that we carry. I feel really happy to be here, really excited to meet you all. And Chandra has told me so much about this class and what wonderful students you are and the devotion. So I feel grateful. I was feeling very grateful to drive over the bridge in traffic. My blood pressure wasn't coming up at all. And I was super chill the whole time. Because that's how I roll. So that's me, and we had kind of a nice little group. It would feel good to me if I could just hear your names and maybe even 1 or 2 words or a sentence for how you're doing right now, how you're feeling in this moment. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, would you like to start?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm Hannah. I feel like I am coming down from a very fluttery, active day, so I'm trying to settle into right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Do you still feel?
Yeah.
You do, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's shifting, but
Is it? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe just let yourself just shake it out of it. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Discharge it. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Peter.
I'm Peter.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting to do the chant today. And how am I feeling? Yeah, really similar energy to Hannah. Although like fluttery, it's like if it's butterflies, they're like made of like sharp glass. So my day was like, oh my God. I know it's intense, but I feel really good now. I'm really settled here.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you.
I'm Travis, and I think today's been a nice balance of like stillness and activity. So it's been nice in that way, and I'm just glad to be here with new people and community and this kind of practice.
Wonderful. So nice to meet you. Yeah.
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Also settling in from a very chaotic day and week as well. And I just came from the gym, so my body is a little tense and amped up.
Oh.
I'm happy to be here.
Nice. So nice to meet you. Yeah.
I'm Raina, and I'm really grateful to be here and be in presence with you all. Feel a lot of good intentions in this room. I'm feeling pretty exhausted. I had a very fun weekend where there wasn't a lot of sleep and my body's like hurting. I was thinking, I'm gonna go home and go to sleep immediately. Yeah. So happy and tired.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ariane. I'm pretty fatigued, and I think that in the past few months I've sort of been off and on with a lot of various mystery illnesses.
Did you say mystery?
Yeah,
mystery.
like,
Yeah.
Well, one of them was COVID, but the others were mystery illnesses.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of back again, but still a little like back, but not.
Yeah. Back, but not back.
Yeah. my energy is depleted, but
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing all that.
Yeah, I'm Mark, just back from a trip abroad, so recovering from jet lag and settling back into my routine in Berkeley, which this class is kind of a real solid anchor.
Yeah.
So yeah, glad to be here.
It's so nice to have the regularity of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I'm tired.
Oh, nice. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
I'm Ben, and I'm coming off of a day of doing my best not to be tired anymore. I'm failing. I'm not tired, that's something else.
Mm-hmm.
So worked up about it, I guess.
Oh, thank you. Good. Every time, whenever I teach, I always end in resting, lying down, because at one point I realized, well, it's not like we have to do the whole yoga class to actually get the shavasana. You can just go right to the shavasana. And once that light bulb came off, it kind of revolutionized my work. So we'll do that. So we'll have some time to rest, which I think will be nice. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's dive in. So I have my notes here. Let's see. Lay of the land. Yeah. So we'll explore the slogan together. We're on number 6. So I thought we'd spend some time going over that and exploring at least where we are. And, what I'm offering is where I am right now with it, what I'm discovering, how it's living in me. And then also really to open it up to us and see how it's living in you even now. And I think that's what, thank you. That's what Atisha wanted. These slogans, I know Chandra's given you, but they come from, 1,000. They're 1,000 years old. So when we think of that they've traveled through, thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to share. That they've traveled through, from Tibet, from 20,000 feet, the land of snow, through the millennia, 1,000 years of, and landed here with us. And, it's a living, these slogans, I'm sure Chandra has talked about this, it's a living lineage. I mean, Atisha made these little guides, these little slogans, so that we could try them for ourselves and see how they live in us. So, I'll give us sort of like, maybe outline, we'll work with it, but I also will have some time in the second part to play with the slogan. I call it kind of putting it in our body. It's kind of tied to the somatic work that I do. And then we'll have some time to do maybe another shorter sit. And then the moment we've been waiting for, the lie down. And then I think I'll play that song. I mean, just so we know, I don't mean to like, it's just like telling my kids there's dessert like before the dinner, then they don't eat. But let me just let you know this song, what it's called, has been wanting to play. Nap blanket. Just saying. Just saying. I'm not kidding either. So the great mother, the goddess, the powers that be are wanting this for us. Okay. Any questions or anything before we dive in?
I'll just say I've never
Yeah.
been to this class. I've never met Chandra.
Okay.
So just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
It's good for me as well.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for thank you for telling me. So what Chandra is offering now, she's sick. I bet she's like a month in probably. And she's going through Atisha's slogans. And this is, you'll have them all written here. And Atisha, well, to give too much, but just a little bit, Atisha was an Indian Buddhist master who was alive, like, I don't know, it was like 960 to 1050 around then. And he left India, went into Tibet and brought the Dharma with him. And then, of course, that Dharma kind of spread in Tibet. And then the Tibetans kind of took it and put their little flavor on it, made it their own. So these slogans are different kind of pithy, like one-liners that he taught that have been, come through the years that help us practice. And they have different themes. So this first section, what you all have been doing, those who have come to the class, is talking about ultimate bodhicitta, which is, well, it's a lot, but it's more referring to this larger kind of nature of reality, kind of like, and we'll get into it, but like the big stuff, like as big as it gets. And then the next bit is the next chunk of slogans, which you'll get to if you come with Chandra the next week, are leaning more towards conduct or how to act or how to behave in that space, what to do. So this will be more clear as we talk about it. So it sounds like she's been doing one or two a class. So that's what this container of this class is holding. So we'll be looking at just the one that I was given for today. The slogan is, in post-meditation, be a child of illusion. In post-meditation, be a child of illusion. So that's what we'll be working with. Does that help a little bit to contextualize it for those? Okay. Yeah, thank you for saying that. I was assuming. I was already taking a nap, probably. Just okay. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And if you have questions as we move through. So as I was saying, this slogan, in post-meditation, be a child of illusion, is the last slogan in this arc that's dealing with ultimate bodhicitta, emptiness, nature of reality. So after we move to this one, you'll dive into conduct, the seventh one, which you have it here. It's connected to Tonglen. Sending and taking should be practiced alternately. That's a good one. That's a good one. I'll come back for that one. So I think I've been thinking about this slogan as I've been living with this as kind of like the hinge slogan. So he's given us for these prior verses this whole picture of ultimate reality, and here we are he's starting to turn our mind. In post meditation, it's like, wait, there's a post? Like, I got to get up from this seat and engage with reality. I was just in the nature of reality here in my meditation cushion, like blissed out, feeling emptiness, feeling the radiant fullness of all existence, feeling my interconnectedness with all beings, feeling the spaciousness. And now I have to get up and talk to people, order a coffee, be nice to my husband. So he's starting to turn us into that way. And what I like about this is that there's this idea that you can't, as much as we may want to, we can't just sit. The Tibetans are urging us, we can't just sit and practice all day. There is a point, let's say, when we get up and we engage in our world, and that's post-meditation. So for most of us, depending on how we've organized our day, most of our day is probably in post-meditation. And, I don't know how much. I always feel guilty that I should have more of my day in meditation, but maybe we have an hour, 2 if we're lucky, 30 minutes, and then all the rest is post, is us getting up and bringing this Dharma with us. And this slogan is really inviting us to merge the two. How can I bring what I've seen and what I felt from here up? And one last thing I want to say about that, which I really like about, love truly about the Tibetan tradition, is that they're always encouraging us to practice as much as we can. They really, when the teachers and the masters and my teacher, when she says enlightenment in a lifetime, they mean it. So he's kind of turning our mind to be working in this way. So because this is a hinge, I just have a few more things to say about this, and then I want to know what you all think of it. Because this is a hinge slogan, I was thinking that it would be nice to refer back to one of the earlier slogans, slogan number 2, which is regard all dharmas as dreams. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. When I was preparing this morning, I ended up writing something and it just all wanted to come out as writing. So I'm going to read what I wrote instead of talking it, because for some reason that's how it wanted to come. So I'm going to read the regard all dharmas as dreams so that we can have a little context for how we're going to understand the illusion part. Be a child. The be a child part, well, we'll go into that, but be a child of illusion. So the illusion could be the more complicated part or the more conceptual part. The be a child could be, we'll see how it feels for us. That could be the easier part to understand. So being a child of illusion. So let me just refresh our memory on the second slogan that you may or may not have heard from Chandra, which is regard all dharmas as dreams. So in this sense, the dharmas are phenomena. So regard all phenomena as dreams. And I'll read what I wrote here. Okay. Atisha wants us to get to the point. And the Dharma, as I was saying here, means all phenomena. So regard all phenomena as a dream. I know we've already spent time looking at this with Chandra, so I won't go over it too much. But what I wanted to add was that this experience that's familiar to me, and maybe you all have had it if you've worked with your dreams, is that when you wake up and you kind of vaguely remember the dream you're having or that you've had, and then you try to catch it or remember it, and the more you try to grab onto it, it kind of disappears and you can't get a hold of it. And then you kind of go about your day. You've let it go. You've had to get to work and get up, and then you've let it go. And out of the blue, the dream comes to you, and you remember the whole thing or the whole image. So when Atisha is telling us in this earlier slogan to regard all dharmas as dreams, he's pointing to that part, that kind of that part of us that longs to grasp at something and kind of hold it, and also how that's impossible and that's difficult. We try, but that's difficult to do. So, and that's what's underneath this slogan. It's this habitual and instinctive pattern that we have, and our own desire to make our world solid and reliable. So we know we do that. So it's like when, I'm me, you're you, this is my belief, this is what I think. And that's more intense, but also it can be, as you know, this is a candle, right? This is a candle. And yet Chandra's given those teachings, right? When you look closely, it's actually a collection of atoms, and the atoms themselves have so much space in them. But we say candle, so we're misapprehending what that really is. So I also want to share Judy Leaf. She was a student of Chogyam Trungpa, and she writes about the slogan beautifully. She says that this slogan, regard all dharmas as dreams, is referring to our tendency to see a solid self, solid objects, solid view, solid ideology, solid relationships, solid everything. But we know it's not solid. Regard all dharmas as dreams, regard all phenomena as dreams. Space is everywhere. It's inside everything. And I'll read this last part. And not only that, but that everything that we see is also not permanent. So we know that, things are unraveling and becoming all the time. And this is the truth according to Buddhist thought. And I think what I want to add to this is that this is also uncomfortable, really, to sit in this. It's uncomfortable, really. It can be uncomfortable to be in this dream. It's uncomfortable and heartbreaking to know that we are dying, that parts of us are coming undone, Also, parts of us are being created. But when you really love someone, something, it's a hard truth to accept. Yeah, so it can be uncomfortable to sit in the dreamlike nature of all phenomena. But it's how things are. So, and Judy Leaf, I'll quote her again. She says that it's our habit of imagining and seeing and experiencing the world around us, not as dreamlike. So we see it not as dreamlike. That's the delusion. So the deluded nature is seeing things not with that view, is missing that point. So when we see the illusory nature, when we see phenomena, the world like a dream, that is to be free from delusion. And the phrase that came to me that I'll just share in closing this part is, when I was writing this, is the delusion is to miss the illusion. The delusion is to miss the illusion. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. And maybe I'll share this part too. That the teachings that I read on this part of the slogan is that regarding all dharmas of dreams is the starting. She explains that the starting point of this slogan is to face up to this desire that we all have to make things solid. That's just an undercurrent that's in us. It's in me, at least. So the example that I was giving is that, with my children, for example, they're always growing, always changing. So, they give me an endless teaching on impermanence, on the illusory nature of reality. And they're always changing before my eyes. I can try to fix them in place and say, don't grow, you're so sweet at this age, you still let me cuddle you. And when you wake up with a bad dream, you run in and tell me, freeze, like, don't move, don't change. But that's futile, as we know. And the Dharma tells us that this habit that we have is also the source of extra suffering. So we're trying to just lock it and freeze it, and and that's just not how it is. And the last thing, and just an example with my children, that, or things that we, even if we don't have children, the things that we are dear to us or precious, really close to our hearts. That what I notice is that when I fix it or make it solid or don't want to accept the illusory nature, that I miss the opportunity. I miss the opportunity for the impermanence of my children or the impermanence of the world to actually open my heart. Because if we're really open to it, if we're really open to how vulnerable this whole situation is, it's what Pema Chodron calls our soft spot. And we spend a lot of time, as we know, protecting that. So the last point here is that we come by this missing the illusory quality, like an illusion, that we come by this honestly. It's a deep karmic imprint. And it's hard not to fix, it's hard not to solidify, and it's hard to surrender. It's hard to do that. And it can be hard to sit back and feel our deep interconnectedness. It can be hard to open to life. It can be hard to open our hearts. So it takes a lot of strength and willingness and trust to regard all dharmas as, dreams, as illusory. And also beautiful, though. So I'll pause for a moment with that. I'll move into the second slogan in a little bit, but that slogan will be, I'll share some words, but it'll be more experiential in nature. So we'll see how that's sitting so far. Any questions?
Can I make a request? If you have a question, I'll hand you the mic so that the online people can hear it too.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you, Peter. Any questions or reflections? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a question or a comment, but whenever I think of like dreams, like when you're bringing up dreams, I think of like literally when I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
And how there is a value in making a distinction between that sort of dream and this one. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's like there's layers of, like, somehow this life seems more real than what's going on in the dream.
Yes.
And it's useful to hold that because it's a good way of sort of getting out unpleasant dreams. But it's also the case that this is not really real. So it seems like there's sort of, you have to hold both perspectives at once.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you. Yes. Wonderful. Good. Okay. Okay. So this next one, in post-meditation, be a child of illusion. Okay. So to do this one, I'd love to bring us into an exercise to experience this one a little bit more. So first, sort of, we're going to move into kind of a little bit more practice. So if you can, just kind of move your body a little bit, whatever feels good. Yeah. And as you move, close your eyes, and everyone's eyes are closed, and let your movement, just see what your body wants in terms of movement. We could do formal postures, of course, but just see like where it feels tight, where it wants more space. And as you're moving, I'll just offer just a few questions and let your body keep moving. So in this is in post-meditation. So after we've really meditated for, lifetimes on the dreamlike nature of all phenomena, we really get it. We really are understanding the illusory nature, emptiness. In post-meditation, be a child of illusion. So let's see what that means. What Atisha is pointing us to, what the ancient tradition is pointing us to, and also how it lives in us now, like what that means for us now. So I'll start by sort of kind of a little warm-up that we do in somatic work. And I'll offer those words, be a child, and I'll offer them 3 times. And the invitation is to just let the words come into your body or your psyche, your mind stream, and see what they elicit. And I'll take my time, and you can notice what gets woken up in you. And again, there's no right or wrong elicitation. You'll just notice what is. Good, yeah. Yeah. Good. So feeling again your body. Yeah. Yeah. And your breath. And also it's sometimes nice to feel your spine. Whether you wanted to have it perfectly straight or not, it's there holding you up. It's nice to also just to feel where you meet the earth. Yeah. And I'll offer the phrase and you just see how it lands. We'll have time to connect after. So again, the whole slogan is, in post-meditation, be a child of illusion. Be a child. I'll say it again. Be a child. Noticing your response, what your body is telling you, images, memories, sensations, just noticing. Be a child. And you can say it quietly to yourself one time, just in your mind, and see what is evoked. And when you're ready, you can slowly come out and just turn to the person next to you and just share a little of that little exploration. You all can be a group of 3, I think there. Yeah. Group of 3.
If I stay in my body, it's hard to stay in my body.
Mm-hmm.
learn something that's actually like pretty critical reason that we value a lot. But I have kids a lot now. And one of his best friends had a baby. This kid, and he was like, "You see my rocks?" I was like, "Backyard." But he doesn't. It's a lot. But he was like making assumptions. He said, "That's going to turn into a volcano." So that comes up. Be that.
And like I said before, I find it helpful to actually, in some cases, assume that there's something that actually solved. Because it feels very safe.
Maybe finish up your sentence or you have that mic, right, Peter? Just in case someone, yeah. Oh,
Oh, cool.
so yeah, if you're ready, we can come back. We'll have time. So this was kind of a raw first take, be a child. And that can have many, many different layers, you know. We know there's the child, you know, we think childlike. We have a certain feeling what that should be like, but there's also a lot of shadow around the child. And when we say child, our own experience of our childhood is in there. You know, the good and the bad. So we know we hold all that too. So, so I'm just curious, what came up with you just simply with those three? Be a child. We haven't finished it. Of illusion, but just that first part. Be a child. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess as I was just sharing with Reina, it's I mean it's just a quality of being that I think is innate in all of us. I know we can lose sight of it at times, but I think it's our nature, you know.
Yeah.
And so to just be playful and to be a joy unto ourselves. Our very being is our own joy.
Yeah.
And there's a magic to it, and there's a you know, just with everything being new and this wonder and this curiosity and this just that playful spirit, that kind of like Leela kind of spirit, and it is what it is to me.
Beautiful.
So yeah,
I
thanks.
can really feel that. Thank you. Yeah. That feels that's inside of what Atisha is also meaning, right? Part of it. Yeah. What else? Other insights or differences? Yeah.
Yeah, I felt very similar to what you're saying, but the word that kept coming to me is to be in awe, like to just be like wowed by everything around and seeing things for the first time, kind of like you were saying, but I kept going back to that word, to be in awe.
Good. Yeah. Can you feel that even now? Like when you say it, when you said being awe, I could feel it in your body. Yeah. 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 Being in awe. Yeah. Being in awe of illusion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And is anyone else? Yeah. The next person that wants to go should be in the back of the room. So please. Can you jog next time?
The thing that came to mind for me, on top of I think the things they noticed as well,
was also a feeling of helplessness, sort of an inverse of
Yeah.
the phrase I heard that would sort of been the opposite would be a master of illusion.
Yeah.
And this is not that. This is not trying to be good at illusion.
Yeah. That's so beautiful. Thank you for bringing that. Yeah. It's a delicate territory to traverse, really, because when we bring in a child, we bring in what my mentor would say, also the shadow part of our childhood or our experience. And we have our own traumas. I know I did in my life. So also I wouldn't be here if I didn't have it, So, but that's in there too, I think. So I think in order for us to find, and I'm sure you all know this, but in order for us to find or maybe access part of that awe, that beginner's mind, that wonder, like a child, sometimes we have to make space for the other thing, And and Peter, please, yeah.
Yeah, I was actually shy about sharing what I felt, and I was like, didn't want to get into it too much. Is that it's actually mostly negative for me.
Yeah.
And it's a feeling of the helplessness that actually resonates the most.
Yeah.
It's a feeling of deep unfairness. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, geez, like that is so not fair. It's like rolling the dice and getting ones 10 times in a row. Is actually what I feel in my body.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to be a downer.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, okay, geez, it's not fair.
Yeah. Oh, Peter, I'm so glad you said it. It's so beautiful you shared it, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you. As you were saying that, I could feel the truth in that, Peter, but I could also feel your lightness, I don't know. Did you sense it when he was talking? Like his childlike, I know you're a man, you're an adult, we are adults, but we have that child self in us, and that child self can be wounded and also intact. So even as you were sharing that hurt part, I could also see, did you see his face was still like this too? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Peter. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think what we're touching is we're able to hold the two things that when we bring this in, there's a kind of vulnerability that can happen, And also children are dependent. We're a child of illusion, a child of, that we're children of this great, like cosmic, interconnected, radiant thing, And can we let ourselves be held by that? The wisdom traditions, and certainly in my lineage and Chandra's lineage, it's referred to as the Great Mother. Not because it's like a woman in the sky, which I prefer that than the man in the sky, but it's this notion that it gives birth to everything. So can the child part of us that is really also in our adult self, can it feel safe enough, at ease enough to just be held by this space, by each other, It's a big thing, It's a practice, at least for me. So I have one more exploration I'd like us to do. And this is also kind of a guide us through like a little meditation. And you can be, this sitting is good, yeah. And don't worry, we'll lie down soon. God. Jeez, I'm getting really... When I was in my early 30s and I was pregnant with my first child, and I was a Kundalini yoga instructor, and I was super into Kundalini yoga. I mean, I just was like, I was obsessed. But then when I got pregnant, I was like, I didn't want to do that. I was kind of like so tired and so big, and I didn't want to like hold my hands up and do all the things they have you do in Kundalini. So I would just go into the class, and I would bring my snacks, and I would lay my mat out, and I would tune in. I'd tune in with all the ladies and the men. We'd tune in, and then I'd wave to the teacher, and then I would lie down. I took the whole 90-minute class just sleeping. And then my best friend called it my cosmic nap. I just did that though. So we'll have our time. Okay, all right. So let's do this. Let's dive in again. We're still exploring this what the slogan might mean. Be in post-meditation. Be a child of illusion. So it's one thing, those words, I guess what I'm trying to see, I could talk about those words, but I want us to really feel it. Okay, so I'm going to guide us into the practice, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, not very long, and then we'll have time to integrate and share. And at any point you feel like, well, actually I want to just lie down or whatever, you have permission, honestly. I should have brought snacks. All right, okay. Good. Yeah. So yes, again. So we were outwards. Now we're turning inwards. There's that transition point again. Closing your eyes and going in. And just feeling what that shift feels like, even now. And we can do this at any point in the day, as we know. Out in the world, listening, receiving or giving rather, listening, and then turning in. So because we're talking about a child, children, the invitation is you can either go personal with your own memory, or you can do it with a child whatever feels good. But the invitation is to think of a moment from your childhood that you delighted in. And I know our childhoods are full of all kinds of memories, of course, that live in us. But this invitation is to go to a memory or a moment that it's here for you, that comes to you, in which you felt delight. And it can be, of course, like the big crazy delight, and it can also be like a quiet sweetness. And if it's hard to access that for you, then you can also think of a child in love. Think of her or him, them. Do that with them. Whatever feels good. Once you've sort of selected, or the moment has selected you, allow yourself to be with that and just breathe it in. Remembering how you felt, or this other child, whatever you're working with, how they seem to you, how you see, what you remember in the memory, the visualization. What were you doing in this delightful memory? What was your body doing? And letting those feelings and impressions kind of move through you. You can imagine your whole being in space as you were then, how you looked, what your face looked like. You just see if your body, maybe on the inhale or the exhale, you're kind of making part of that memory a little bigger or even a little smaller. But it's a memory of delight, of simple joy, whatever it was for you. and letting yourself receive the nectar of that, even now. We're here just for a few more moments and just inviting anything else from the memory or the visualization. If you lose your stream of thought, you can just come back to it. But inviting anything else into your mind, body, heart from that memory that wants to come. This experience, this part of you. And this is just the last invitation, and you see if it feels right. If not, you just sit in your posture as you are. But if there's some sort of little movement with your hands or your shoulders or even a little, your face or even a little something that would help that memory, or then feel free to do that, to give yourself that. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, you're doing real well. And in an easy way, you can thank that memory, that person. You can let it dissolve back into you. And keeping your eyes closed, taking the time, you kind of, sometimes it's nice to feel the parameters of our body, even kind of like hugging our arms. Or, Yeah, keeping your eyes closed, and yeah, that's good. And as you open your eyes, and kind of look around the room, see if you can hold that kind of feeling of that delight, whatever it is that you experience, however that felt in your body, that memory. If you can kind of hold it and then also look around the room. And if you can also look at each other and see how's that. That's a little bit more scary. Yeah, good. Okay. So maybe just in the same way, just even for a couple minutes, you can turn to the same person again and share for a few minutes of what you want to share. You don't, if it feels too close or too precious, then you see which part feels right to share.
feels like things are one thing or another. And your eyes are blue, and your eyes are brown. He said you're very my hair's also dirty brown. It's your brown. And love has flowed. And so it's funny because it's actually our word about how much we want in our mind. What happens? What happens? What happens? But I don't even know what side of that. I felt that it really is to get and likewise, it's like some persons ability to look back on things that in the past and say that it was good or bad or whatever. Especially this year, for the first time, which is a deep. I pulled that out and started crying.
Seasonal as well, but not summer, but in the winter. These days where it's snow a lot where I was.
Just like when you're a little kid, it's like that. My sister, and then the one was around my grandma, physical exploration, and it had for 6 years. But that's not food and whatever.
And then also because sadness isn't collection isn't there anymore. Well, they built something on top of it.
And as you're sharing, as you all are sharing this memory of or this delight, and maybe you're already doing this, just also be aware of how you're feeling in your body as you share the words. You know, yeah. If you haven't switched, switch now. Yeah.
Does that have to be blissful?
Yeah. Wait, what's the question?
Oh, I mean, it's like, does it have to be blissful? Whatever it is, whatever the what, that's
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just single thread of
Okay, cool.
One more minute.
What if the categories
yeah, to be like so close
looks like a marriage.
See if you can finish up, wrap up for now. We'll come back to our circle.
Yeah.
Was it you?
Hi, everyone. So maybe we have time to maybe hear just from like one or two of us if we wanted to share what that experience was like for you, or if there's any reflection that might want to be made, shared. And, we're exploring be a child of illusion. So we're, what did we taste? What did we experience in our own memory of our own childlike experience?
One thing that came up with me is I noticed that when I first started to invoke a memory, I couldn't really get the positive vibes. It was just some memory of being on a water slide when I was a kid. But then I realized towards the end that bringing up humorous memories did work.
Yeah, that was the delight for you, the humor.
Yeah, and just it's just something that made me think about why, for some people, certain types of memories are easier to invoke than others, and actually feel. Yeah, just an insight that came up.
Beautiful, and nice to know for you that the humor accesses something for you. Mm-hmm. You know, in your body mind. Yeah. Beautiful. Anyone else? When I did this in my preparation, the memory that came to me was I don't know. I don't know where it was buried, but it must have been the bliss of all bliss of my memories, because I was 4 and I'm laying on the grass and my cat had just had kittens, and all the kittens were crawling on my body. And I remember that. So I hadn't thought of it really until I did it, the practice. And I could feel the kittens. I was 4. I was in the sun lying on the grass. And that little one, had experienced, some trauma, we could say. And they weren't calling it that in the early 80s, but but in that moment in my memory, it was like there was nothing between me and the joy of those kitties. No block. No part of me was let's not let this joy in. Or no, it was just sunlight and kittens and fur and my little 4-year-old self, And then I was amazing. I put my body, went in it, and I remember that there was no hesitation or something. I don't know the right words, but no shouldn't, yeah. Yeah, it was I was just there. Yeah.
Sorry. That's okay for you too.
Yeah, okay.
For you too.
Thanks. I think in that same way, there's no shouldn't or there's no block. For me, there was a realization that there was no evaluation during the moment of is this fun? There was just doing the thing, and that was fun enough.
Yeah.
And it was a super simple, silly memory, but yeah, that was what came to mind for me.
Beautiful. In post-meditation, be a child of illusion. Yeah. Yeah. All of these, I think all of these are beautiful. You feel it all coming together, all the threads of what you're offering. Yeah. Okay. Are we ready for the moment? Okay, let's lie down. Let's integrate, I should say. Let's do something let's not call it lying down or napping. Let's call it integrating. Okay, I'm gonna.
We probably have enough. Everyone can have another.
Yeah.
ad.
Okay, I guess I should start with the one that's been wanting to play. And maybe I'll dim the lights a little bit. Is that? Oh, okay. Thank you.
What's the temperature? Well, I guess it's the end of class. I know. Can we crank the volume? It's really blasted.
Yeah. Let's see how this. Oh, shit. Okay. You all are good at this. Good. Okay. So we'll integrate for a little bit. And I don't know if this doesn't need much instruction, perhaps, but we're lying down and, we're letting what was shared between us, whatever memories were evoked, we're letting it all kind of be here now. Whatever was brought up by our slogan, in post-meditation, be a child of illusion. Letting yourself land here in this moment and letting it be enough, just the lying here and the being with your breath and your body. And just take whatever position is comfortable for your body. One more song. Keep resting. It's good to rest. It's enough just to be here, just as you are in this moment. Already perfect, already whole. Just beginning that easeful process of returning, back here, the birds, this room, this body, this life. And before, really getting up, just taking a moment to feel the wholeness of your whole body, your whole being from the inside, all one. And of course, even though we inhabit more of our adult self these days, recalling that delight or sweetness or humor or whatever it is from your memory, however little or big it was. And letting that part live inside of you too. In post-meditation, be a child of illusion. Now you have the slogan in you, with you. You can see how it comes to life for you, how it evolves, how you work with it in your own way. And inviting in that play, the tenderness, the vulnerability, the delight. Of this childlike nature. And dancing with the world, with this part of us activated. Awake. And knowing that we are all children of illusion. Children, part of, connected to this great fabric. Not separate from. That feels good and warm and easy. Like the rays of a sun. Oh, when you're ready, you can invite a little movement in. Yeah, that's good. Kind of closing that. This last part of our meditation practice. Yeah, taking your time, and as we make our way back to sitting, we can maybe each share one word and then dedicate the merit. Yeah, feel free to lie down. Keep lying down if you'd like. Yeah. Welcome back. Was it a good enough nap? Oh, yeah. Okay. Maybe sometimes it's hard to put, we're in a different state, so asking to have language on something can be difficult, but might be nice just to hear one word or two, just how we're feeling, and then we'll close. And I'll be here for questions if we're sharing.
Like a settling in.
A settling in. Yeah. You feel that now?
Yeah.
Good.
Settling in.
Yeah, good. Okay. Yeah, good. And where do you feel it?
Mostly in my chest cavity.
Good. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Wonderful. Anyone else? It's okay.
Since I have the mic, I'll use the mic. Feels wrong if I said it. The word, if I have to put it in English, is rotation. But it reminds me of when I first heard of fruition theory, of the idea of well, if you know there's a fruit, you can just see it, right? And then you're enlightened and all one. But everyone else has to look at angles of the fruit, and I've been staring at this fruit from one side, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I've been staring at this fruit. It's as soon as I try to actually say it, it sounds crazy.
No.
But I'm like looking at the other side, but it's the side. It's like I rotate it 360, and like allowing me to see that there was a back showed that the front was different than I thought. It's a bad metaphor, I think, but rotation is the word.
Yeah, that's what you're feeling now. Or that's what you're experiencing.
That's what I experience. It's like a full rotation, and it's like epiphany from rotation. That's like oh shit, been looking at that this whole time.
Yeah, beautiful, Peter. Sometime I'd like to know too what that epiphany was.
Cool.
Yeah.
What kind of fruit it was.
and did it go left or right when you rotated? Always.
A banana, yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah.
I'm just feeling loved by life.
You said you're feeling loved by life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you want to say more?
Sure.
Yeah.
Just I have things come into my life, and then they go out of my life, and then new things come into my life, and it keeps changing. And but I can see this truth or light or something that is the same, that is my deepest self, or that is life, that is God or whatever, that cares for me so tenderly and so sweetly. And it's that there's something the same I keep encountering in all of the new shapes that life takes. And I go, there you are again, and that's just really nice. And I don't know how to say more to it. I don't know how to find the words. But
I feel that.
Yeah, cool.
That's awesome. 100%.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's beautiful, the words you found. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. And anyone else?
I'm just feeling a little less serious.
You are? Yeah.
A little lighter.
Oh, good. Yeah. Good. That's part of the transmission of the slogan. Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just looking at each of you. Okay. Let's dedicate the merit. Yeah. Okay. The hands at the heart center, even I'm feeling that kind of the way the two hands come together and kind of center at the heart center. And feeling the wholeness of your being kind of wrapped around that gesture, expanding beyond even that gesture. Kind of dynamism, warmth, openness, joy, possibility. So we dedicate the merit. So may any sweetness, may any healing, goodness, all of it that we've generated together, may it continue to benefit us, of course, and may it benefit all beings. May it radiate out beyond this precious circle, and may it touch those near and far, known and unknown, in our brilliant web of interconnectedness. May it touch all beings everywhere, without one exception. Feeling that either with your heart, seeing it with your mind. May it be so. Thank you. Thank you all for your practice and your sharing and your vulnerability and your joy and your humor. I had so much fun being here. I really enjoyed it. So thank you all so much.